Hello and welcome to another update on where we're up to. I know it's been a while, but we've had a few things on at the moment. I've had a couple of things to the game which are pretty cool. First one over here is the blue gun over here. This is the freeze ray. This will create a line to the cursor. Anything that breaks a line, as you can see there, stops it. Except for certain things. When it stops, it creates a little blue thing, and that is the thing that freezes. That works on enemies, and it will stop them in their tracks. What it does is it gradually slows them down, and when their speed hits 0, that is when they are actually frozen. When they're frozen, they're in a frozen state. They still damage you, so you still don't want to walk over them, but it's good for neutralising them, so to speak. And then when they're in that frozen state, they are especially vulnerable to any other sorts of projectiles, like so. And they will shatter. It's a nice little tinkly sound. So that's pretty cool. So I thought I'd show you guys that. Up here, we have a new range. This is the test dummy range, if you can't tell what these little critters are. This is just a test at the very end. Fire range, obviously this is the test room. This is where you come to see how guns work, how much you can shoot on corners, accuracy. I thought it was pretty fun. They do freeze as well. It takes a little bit longer to freeze them. And they are still vulnerable in that state. We have the new barrels here, the blue barrels, and they freeze the enemy. In this case, obviously, because the test dummies take quite a bit of exposure to the liquid nitrogen, alternate fire there. They don't freeze very, very quickly. I'm not sure why, but around that door, frame rate just seems to dip. We showed off this last time. However, we've got a new addition to the egg. The egg will now only spawn a limited number of these little spiders, and that was because we were having a thing where they just spawn them every 3 seconds, and then eventually, if you ignored it long enough, then there would be too many objects and it would completely slow down the game. So now they spawn up to 30, and then once they get up to 30, it stops spawning. If there's any less than 30, it will then spawn more up until 30. So that's good, it will keep a quota, so you can sort of take out a few of them, but unless you take out the egg, there's still a threat there, which I thought was kind of cool. And up here we have a little thing I was playing around with an animation that shoots a little laser at the test dummy. Pew! So I thought that's kind of cool. One of the big additions to the game, which I've not fully completed yet, but is going to play a major part in the game, is going to be the phone interface. A lot of the exposition was going to come from sort of walking around the office, as you've seen in previous videos, walking up to these desks, typing on it, and there was going to be logs, emails, pictures, information about what is in your current environment, and that was how you're going to gain that sort of information. There's going to be communications from other members, other friends that work within this company, this evil corporation, but I decided to steer away from that and go with a new one, which is this. So if I just press Control, I've got a phone interface on here, so when you walk up to things, you're going to get a notification, and then a new icon is going to appear, and then you can click on it. And then once you've clicked on it, it will open up a separate thing. That's not been done yet. To get over the collision with the mouse cursor, because obviously this hand is the mouse cursor, it doesn't all go all the way up there. It creates these little fingerprints, and it's actually going to be the fingerprint which creates the collision. And you may think that's a terribly bad idea, because there's going to be loads, it's going to be taking all the collision. That's why you need to clean it off, which I thought was kind of nice. So just draw with fingerprints. Yes, our guy's going to have greasy fingers. I'm going to be adding in health into the game just because I want, what I wanted to do is when you get into this screen, if you were anything other than 100% health, then you were obviously going to be bleeding, and if you were bleeding, then you create little bloody fingerprints. And literally, just for that little feature, that's why I'm adding health, because I thought it was fun. So press Control to go back, and if you'll notice, we're in the, holy Christ, what is going on with this level? We're in the same position we were, and that is because despite the fact that we're going to a different room with this is a completely different room, I've created an object which tracks your position, tracks what room you're in. I'll just run that again. The only problem with it is I've had to make the test room persistent rather than resettable, so I have to relaunch this every bloody time. So it will, if you're in here, this is room 1, go through to room 2, go to the phone thing, still in room 2, still in the same position. So that's really good. So yeah, that's what we've done so far. Please like and subscribe and do all that sort of jazz that people tell you to do in other videos. Thank you.